and honored that you came here today. It's been a great day with the announcement of Athletic Performance Center and all the exciting news that came out of Rutgers Athletics today. And I'm just honored. I'm still 6 months now on the job. I love being the head coach here. This is a great place with good people, and we're going to try to have a great season here. With our basketball team, you guys will get a chance to see us play. They've been working hard and trying to change the culture in a lot of ways, and it's been an exciting time, and I've embraced all the challenges that go with building a program in the best league, both academic and basketball league in the country. This is my opening statement. You all right with that, Jerry?
I'm all right with that. So, Jerry Carino from Gannett, New Jersey. Steve, we've talked about the preseason, about leadership. You're 10 days out from the first game. Who is stepping up, or is that happening yet in terms of leaders emerging for your team?
You know, I think we have a few guys that have stepped up, and Sean Freeman probably being the one that kind of jumps off the page a little bit right now, and I think we're getting good leadership too from CJ, our fifth-year senior out of UNC Wilmington. And you know, other guys are emerging too in that role, but I think they're figuring it out a little bit, like how hard we have to work and the demands that I have on them in practice and during the course of the week. And those two guys have probably jumped off the page a little bit in that area. So looking for more in the leadership area for sure.
Coach Aaron Brightman on thebanks.com. I was wondering, about a month into practice now, the biggest area they've improved on since the beginning of preseason?
You know, honestly, I think we had the longest way to go to in this area, so thankfully rebounding, I think we've done a pretty good job in attacking, you know, that problem. You know, we're bigger size-wise, and actually health-wise, we're in a lot better shape. I think last year at this time, we probably had 9 bodies at practice, so more than that, obviously, today. Everyone's been healthy for the most part. But just really trying to get them to grind a little bit and be tougher. You know, that's been one of my biggest challenges. But the rebounding area I've been pleased with, especially the offensive end. And I always say there's good news to offensive rebounding. You know, you get a second chance. The bad news is you're missing a lot of the first chances. So I hope someday we can solve that problem too. We don't have to be the best offensive rebounding team in the country.
Steve, Keith Sargent, NJ.com. If you had to start a game today, what would be your starting 5, and then just from a rotation standpoint, how deep do you want to go?
You know what? I'm really trying to, with this group, try to get them to earn, you know, playing time. That's been kind of hard too, because I think in the past, if you were healthy, you kind of played, and I don't know if they ever were based on, you know, like earning your playing time. So practices, I've tried to make them really competitive. Like, I want them to earn. I want someone to earn being a captain. I want someone to earn their minutes. I want someone to earn the starting lineup. You know, so every day I put them in positions to kind of do that. Deshaun, I tell him all the time, I'm going to start the best rebounder and the best defender. And I can tell you, Deshaun is by far our best rebounder. So, you know, he's earned the starting position to date. And then we have a couple guys in the defensive category, not quite. You know that. If you go veteran lineup, you know, Jonathan Laurent started games. Obviously, Corey started games. Nigel's talented. I could go in a lot of different directions. I think CJ brings us some fiber too up front. He's a good passer. He's big, and he knows how to play. So I'm not 100% sure, and I don't want to announce it yet because I still have 2 more weeks for them to earn those positions, and I really want them to do that. They got to learn. Nothing's given to us. Obviously, we play in the best league in America, and no one's given us anything. So earning it's a big part of it. In the next 2 weeks of practice, really important for them to earn. I still want to know who our best defender is, and I want that to happen every night. So I know 2 starters, best defender, best rebounder. And right now, we definitely have a best rebounder.
Hey, Steve, Adam Zagori. Based off that scrimmage the other day, it seems like offensive rebounding and rebounding in general is a strength. Shooting, maybe not so much. Is there anything you can do to work on shooting and improve it, and how can you use the size and on the boards to really as an advantage? Yeah,
I mean, you know, in practice I see them every day, so never mind, you know, scrimmages. I think we have some good guys that can shoot the ball. I always say this, you know, are you a bad shooter or are you a good shooter taking bad shots? So I think part of our problem is we have some good shooters taking shots that they can't make, so that leads to, you know, bad shooting nights. So we're learning more in film. I really think Issa, one of our freshmen, could really shoot the ball. And if you saw him in the first scrimmage, you'd say he's the best shooter in the gym. So, Candido say can shoot the ball. I think very important. But I want to make one of our staples here. We rebound on both ends of the floor, and we're learning that. We certainly miss enough shots to be a really good rebounding team too. So we have to continue to get them to take better shots and learn their roles. And I'm figuring the guys out too. It's not you just get here and what are guys' strengths, what are guys' weaknesses. Then when the lights come on, are they the same player and stuff? So I'm figuring it out. And part of my job this year is figure out a way to win. And the different lineups that we could use. We can go big this year, we can go small, we can go quick, we can go experience for the most part, or inexperience. So we got a lot of different ways to got to figure out what fits best. But that area is certainly one of concern. We weren't a good shooting team last year. So like that just doesn't change. We brought in some recruits. I think some of the younger kids can shoot the ball. Now they got to learn how to shoot in this league that we're playing in. So we got a lot of obstacles there.
Steve Edelson in New Jersey. You've mentioned best league in the country a few times. What would you consider a successful year for this team, year one?
I thought a lot about that, and people give you the term like, I don't really think in terms like I'm thinking about the first game of the season on the 11th. So I'm one game at a time with this group right now. I want us to overachieve. I want people to be proud of the way we play. Like I want us to play together. We have 3 things up in our locker room. I want great work ethic, which we're learning how to do. Not great work ethic when I first got here. I don't know if they really knew how to work. So work ethic, a big part of it. And then I want to be great teammates. Like I want guys rooting for each other on the court, off the court. I want in practice. And so we're starting with some real basic stuff. And what is my win total? I don't know yet what this team is capable of. We got some pieces. We got some unique pieces. If I can get them to really play hard and really embrace that defensive end of the floor, it could be really interesting basketball team. But we're missing some pieces too. And leadership, growing in that, and growing in their work ethic, growing and being great teammates. And then my number one thing is you got to have a great attitude. Like you got to approach things the right way. You got to come to practice with the right attitude. We're really working on those. As we continue to grow as a program, I won't mention those because if you don't have a great attitude, you're not going to be in this program. If you don't have a great work ethic, So we're really starting with some of those cores, and I believe they're buying into it. They really are. They're really buying into it.
Steve Politi, NJ.com. Just piggybacking off what you said just there, I think the perception is based on the record last year that the talent isn't there, but it does seem like, as an outsider looking at the roster, that there are actually several good pieces in place. How would you assess a role?
Well, I will tell you, the first thing is that they're healthy. Because in fairness to last year, I didn't see a practice plan with a healthy roster ever. So we now have 14 guys that are healthy and ready to practice today. And like Shaq Dorson has been doing a real good job. He's back from his foot injury. He's athletic. He's lost 52 pounds. You'll see a bouncier Shaq today, and you'll see. And I think he could be. Got to manage his injuries still throughout the season, but he's gotten better. I think you'll see Deshaun's gotten better. He's in great shape. But I think you'll see Corey's body has changed. Those guys. So I think the improvement of those guys, and then the upgrade, with the players in our roster. You'll like CJ, the big fella from Wilmington. You'll like Candido say he's got a little, perimeter 4-man, and he can go 5. He blocks shots. Matt Bullock is working hard to get in great shape. Issa can really shoot the ball. Eugene got a good motor and toughness. So some of our 5 newcomers bring some pieces that we didn't quite have, in the past. But the healthy part, so important to that moving forward here. And we're doing a real good job. We have a trainer, Rich, who takes great pride in guys being on the floor and getting their treatments and doing those things. And Dave Van Dyke, our strength and conditioning coach, has brought like a little edge to us, body-wise. So, real pleased with those 2 upgrades in the program.
Steve, Sam Hellman from Scarlet Report. How have you seen your guards embrace the changes that you're trying to make defensively more of an emphasis?
I talk to those guys all the time. I think where you'll see the biggest improvements, like Corey could be a really, really good defender, and so can Nigel. We really need to do a great job in that area. Our backcourt has to be able to guard people. They're athletic. We got a little bit of a blend. Our guards are pretty athletic, and our bigs are a little less athletic, more more bangers, you know, so it's kind of a contrasting blend between your front court and your back court. So got to figure out a way to win with that, but within all that is our guards have to be able to defend, and they got as good a lateral quickness as two guards can have, and Mike Williams has that kind of lateral quickness too, where he could be a real great defender. Haven't quite embraced it the way they need to. Like you really need to. Yeah, I want to play defense. Like, we don't have that mentality yet. We're going to get there, though. We're going to get there, though. It doesn't change overnight, because if you don't think about defense, and, you know, for the last few years, I don't know how much they've thought of it. I watched tapes of them in high school. I don't think they played it at all. You don't have to in high school sometimes. And now we think about it on every pass. So it's very different how we kind of are attacking it for our guards. So a whole new world for them. Whole new world.